Viola, Tang, and I'm running for Academic Affairs Vice President with CALSO. So I have been in the Asian American Association for over 2 years. Last year I was also part of Team HBV, which raises awareness about health issues affecting the API community. I'm also part of the Asian Pacific Islander Education Languages now, and I was a member of the steering committee of the Save IAS Student Coalition. As AACC Senator this year, I've managed to raise $300,000 in terms of scholarships for international students, and also really work to provide more services and resources for international students, because we are a community that is often marginalized by administration, and it's often very difficult to get those resources for our students. So due to the budget cuts, undergraduate education has really been cut disproportionately to other units on our campus. As AAVP, I really want to engage students in our education, and I will do this by using the representation we have in the Academic Senate, so that, for example, EALC is not cut disproportionately, and we are not fighting to have those language classes when there are often as many students on the wait list as are allowed in the class. But that doesn't just mean providing the courses that our students can take, but also providing protection for lecturers and untenured faculty, because they are also a vital part of the community, and we won't be able to have the education without them. Finally, I also will be working to provide more professional services for students, this is by way of a summer program that I have already been working on with the Career Center. Finally, as an international student, I feel that there are many ways that international students can actually engage with API and Asian.
Hi everyone, my name is Yoori Chung, and I'm running for the position of Academic Affairs Vice President with Student Action. Every student on this campus is here for one reason, academics. And as the AAVP, I hope to make sure that we maintain the high quality of education that is provided here on the campus. One way I'll do that is by prioritizing academic development. I want to work with teachers so we can provide book lists early and ahead of time, so you can efficiently prepare for your classes and schedule your classes, as well as provide an ASUC test bank and problem set bank so that you can have these resources available to you to help really prepare for your classes before you go in. I also want to enhance the career resources that are available on our campus. I am currently the Career Resources Director in the Academic Affairs Office, and I've worked with Tom Devlin, who is the Career Center Executive Director, and I will make sure that as an ethnic studies major, as well as a social welfare major, I've realized that we don't have internships, we don't have externships, we don't have job opportunities available to us, and I want to make sure that by working with Tom Devlin, we can have these resources available to us and let you know what opportunities you have to really increase your opportunities after graduation. I also want to work with the California Alumni Association so that we can strengthen the alumni networking on our campus. I think our alumni are doing amazing things all over the world, and I really want to make sure that you can be connected to them so that you can make sure that you can get to where they are today, because that's why you're here. I also want to create campus spaces on our campus. If you see our libraries, we have that $30,000 anonymous donation given to keep our libraries open during finals.
Recent budget cuts. Many of the departments connected to and serving the API community, such as the Asian American Studies program and the East Asian and Southeast Asian languages, through sponsorships and funding, have received considerable cuts. How will you work to ensure security for such departments? You have 30 seconds, unless you want to begin.
That I'd like to make. I think the first is the AAVP. One of the core responsibilities is using the representation that we have in the Academic Senate, and to be able to use that venue to advocate for programs like the EALC language programs, as well as Asian American Studies and other departments that really have relevancy to the API issues and the API community. And the second one is about funding. So on the first, as AAVP, I'll make sure that we really utilize the student representation that we have, so that we have a base-based forum, so that we have information really back to the rest of the student body, and that we work together with groups like Appeal Now to use really numbers such as waitlist numbers to show the kind of demand that students actually have for these departments, because those departments have been cut disproportionately due to the budget cuts. Also, so on top of just making sure that those classes are protected, we also need to again make sure that the faculty that are not tenured yet, and also lecturers, have employment security, so that those programs are actually sustainable at our school. And second, on funding. So a big difficulty that Appeal Now has faced this year is because of funding, because we haven't been able to have a very large task force to be able to get support from the rest of the community. And I believe that I can use my experience working with alumni clubs outside of the US, or just branching out to other resources within the US to really fundraise for other programming outside of the classroom that would be relevant to those departments and to the API community.
The constitutional duties of the Academic Affairs Vice President is to appoint students to the Academic Senate Committees on our campus. I think the Academic Senate Committees is seriously lacking student voice and student representation, and as a student representative on an Academic Senate Committee right now, I will make sure that students are prepared to go into these spaces, as well as know what is being discussed, and really be able to make sure that we do effectively represent all the students on this campus, including students in the API community. One way I will do that is by adding a student representative to these Academic Senate Committees. Right now, there's only one student representative, and I was thrown into the space, so I want to make sure that we have a shadow program so that the new student representative is trained and prepared to go in, as well as work with the chairs of the committees so that we do meet regularly and that the student voice needs to be represented. One way I will make sure that your voice is being heard is by coming to the APAC Townhall meetings and making sure that I know what issues are being discussed and what issues are affecting the API community, especially with funding in the East Asian languages programs and the programs that are offered on our campus. So that's just one way I will do that. I will also make sure that I work with the Career Center to make sure that the opportunities are available to you and that these opportunities are continuously being offered throughout the year and throughout your years here at Cal.
This is a really pertinent issue for not only undergraduates but also actually graduate students. This system of differential fees for our school really affects accessibility for communities on our campus and also just for students who are looking to come into Cal as well. And I think one of the biggest ways that the AAVP can address this is by setting up something like an internal scholarship system within those departments so that students of low income or marginalized communities have much better access, and also to be able to connect with graduate students and to be able to advocate for that. So for example, I can work with the graduate student representatives in the graduate division to be able to set up that kind of internal scholarship system. And also, I would really work with the other ASUC offices, such as EVP, so that, for example, the pay date for students who are working is made earlier, so that students have the ability to be able to pay to be able to afford their education here. And just a point of clarification, there's actually more than one student representative on Academic Senate committees, and that's another reason why we need to work with, for example, the other graduate student representative on those committees to be able to advocate for students on crucial issues like this that affect our campus community.
So the role of the AACC is to make sure that we provide financial programs, academic programs that are available to students that the university may not be able to provide. For example, the Academic Opportunity Fund in the AAVP office is funded by the AACC, but I will advocate to make sure that the AACC isn't only funding the Academic Opportunity Fund, but to really advocate for the campus to fund it as well. The AOF funds research opportunities on our campus, and I really believe that with this program to provide research opportunities for all students and really make sure that we have these opportunities available, because the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship as well as the Undergraduate Research Apprenticeship Program, they are not accessible to all students, and I really want to make sure that these opportunities are available and you know how to apply to them, as well as promote them on campus so that you can apply to them and make sure that you're educated on the opportunities that are available to you.